everyone. So, welcome to episode 1. What we're going to do here is we're going to introduce you to cloud and what is cloud computing, why we need it, and then we're also going to introduce you to Microsoft Azure. And before we do that, let us introduce ourselves. So, I am Arpita. I'm in my final year of BTech CSE from DIT. I'm also a gold MLSA and previously a mentor for Badge the Cup. And here's my co-host Rohit.
Hello everyone, so I am Rohit and I am a final year student at SRM University. I am also a Gold Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador and I am a Windows Insider MVP. And besides that, I have been engaged with many Microsoft initiatives like Imagine Cup and Microsoft Garage Hackathon. So, without wasting any further time, let's go ahead to our topic for today, which is cloud computing. So, over to you, Arpita.
So, let's go. Now, what is cloud? So do you see those cute kittens there? Well, clouds are basically servers which you can access remotely over the internet. So let's just say I stored this pretty kitten image on the cloud and then I can access it from anywhere around the world provided I have internet, and I can do that using my laptop, PC, mobile phone, anything that I like. So you're basically storing a lot of services, using a lot of services, storing softwares, databases, and it gives you like remote accessibility. So, like it said, when something is in the cloud, it's like it's stored on internet servers. Moving ahead. Okay, now why cloud computing? Well, the main goal is to optimize your work. So now you don't really have to manage the computing facilities and you can focus on different resources or where to utilize the time or what more things an organization might need. So this will help you lower your operating cost, it will help you run your infrastructure efficiently, and you know what's better? Most of the cloud models now are pay per use. Let's say I use service A and B. So I don't have to pay for service C. I'm just paying for A and B and then I'm done. And majorly now cloud providers also take care of purchasing, support and maintenance. So any issue you have, it gets resolved early. Like? Yes, so well, there are three major cloud providers. There are more. These are the three major ones. And in this particular episode, we are going to look after Azure. Yeah, so why cloud? Well, they're scalable. Let's say I want to add a virtual machine to it. I want a better power. I want more like instances to resources. You can scale them accordingly. There's disaster recovery. So let's just say that you face some trouble and you don't know where your data is or you lose your data. So there's a backup service running so that you don't really lose your data. There's geo distribution, well, you can access it from anywhere. These services are agile, they get configured easily, they're elastic. Like I said, being scalable and elastic. So you will just have all the resources whenever you need them. And they're very reliable also because, it's just optimizing your own work. Now, there are majorly three deployment models: public, private, hybrid. So, what happens in public is that all over the internet, anyone can access the resources, purchase them. But in private, the computing resources are just run by the organizations. So, the organization can decide who else they want to give the access to. And hybrid is majorly a mix of private and public. So what happens is that you allow data and applications to be shared while you regulate them. So these are the major differences. Now you might not have any maintenance costs, or like in public cloud, since it's public, it's really scalable, the complexity is less, the pricing is great. And similarly, everything has its own points. Yeah, service models. Now, okay. So we came across deployment models and there are service models also. Let's just say that, okay, I am fine with all these deployment models, but I don't want to manage just a few things. I want to manage everything or something like that. So when your cloud is on premise, which is like your private cloud, you actually manage everything. But when you use these service models, which are infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service, then there are certain differences. Like you can see in this slide here. The blue colored ones are managed by your cloud provider. The green ones are managed by you. So you can see that you actually are left with a lot of time to invest in other resources and other scalability options. Next slide. So now, like we said before, our main intro here was cloud and Azure. And now we'll be covering Azure, and I really just love this logo. So it's just there in the middle. So Azure is the cloud service provider by Microsoft, a set of a lot of cloud services for anything that you want to do. You want to run a VM, you want your databases integrated, you want to host a web app, anything that you want. And it just keeps getting better, more and more services. So you can build, manage, and deploy applications on massive global level. And anyone with an internet access and obviously the authenticated access can actually use it. Now Rohit will take you further with Azure.
So now we are speaking about some benefits that we get using Microsoft Azure. So four main headers here that you can see. First one is future ready. So what we mean here by future ready? So here we means that there is a constant cycle of innovation that is being poured here by Microsoft. So you always get new version of those services, you get updated features and all that makes your work more easier and dependable. And moving ahead with that, we have no time restriction. So again, cloud gives you the flexibility so that you can work on any time that you want. You can build and deploy on how you want using the set of tools that you want. So cloud is very flexible and Azure complements that. So next, work hybrid. So again, I think this depends from organization to organization. Some organization totally use the public cloud. Some want to have control over the data, so they deploy those services on their private cloud. So here, Azure provides you with facilities, so you can have your workloads running on maybe on premises. You can run it totally on the cloud, or you can go on the edge as well. You can have a mix of all of them, and Azure welcomes it like wholeheartedly. Their services integrate with wherever you are deploying your services. And last but not the least, secure. So always security is the top point of view. So security is the main header here, and Azure provides you with utmost level of security. And they do not just say it, they have a team of experts that works like around the clock, and you get top notch security with Azure. And they have a lot of certifications to prove that. So if you visit the website of Microsoft Azure, you will get to see about all those certifications. So moving ahead, so again, this is like a tour of all the services that Azure provides. Obviously, it was, and we were unable to fit all the services here on one slide. So as you can see here on the left side of the screen, we have some categories. So these services are divided into different categories like compute, containers, databases, etc., and etc. So we have a different set of services that are categorized over here. So you can use any type of these services according to the requirements that you have. So moving forward to the next slide. So again, Azure Portal. This is the main entry point when you start working with Azure. So Azure is a web-based console that provides you an alternative to command line tools. Obviously, you can go ahead with command line tools, but the main entry point here is the Azure Portal, which is available using this link, which is portal.azure.com. So yes, now we go ahead to Azure Marketplace. So Azure Marketplace is like an ecosystem, you can say. So Azure Marketplace allows like different other software vendors, ISVs, to publish their based solutions as well. So you have a wide range of services that are available, like not only from Microsoft but from other vendors as well. Like we have some very big names over there, like we have Oracle there, we have different distributions of Linux that you can deploy on your virtual machines. We have different database vendors available over there. So all of them are listed there in Azure Marketplace, and as per your needs, you can go ahead and simply deploy the solution accordingly. Here is a few set of companies, you can say, that are actively using Microsoft Azure. Obviously, this list is a lot more than what is shown here over here, and these companies use Azure for their day-to-day requirements. So without wasting any further time, I think let's go ahead with the tour of Azure Portal now. So we are going to have a look at Azure Portal. Let me share my screen.
Okay, meanwhile, I'm just gonna add, if you're a student and you want to use like Azure, you want some credits, then I think 100 USD Azure credit is there on your student ID, so you can check that out. Or the better way, you can become a Microsoft Student Ambassador and get Azure credits and a lot more things.
Yes. So the offer is known as Azure for Students, and you can search more for it. and you can take use of the benefit that Microsoft is giving here. So now we are here in the Azure portal. This is what the Azure portal looks like. So when you first log in, you are greeted with a dashboard kind of interface. This is a dashboard that shows you like some services that you can pin over here. You get access to all of your resources that you have deployed, plus other custom tiles that you can deploy here. And in addition to that, here comes the real part. So this sidebar here has like access to some common services that you might use on your visit to the portal. And other than that, here is an all services section. So let's see this section, and this is the same section that we were discussing in the slides before. So as you can see, there is a neat set of categories here, ranging from compute, networking, storage, all the way down to like AI, DevOps, cost, even device management services are available here. Azure Active Directory is available. We have access to Intune integration. So there are a lot of services over here. Now we will give this as a homework to you. Like you have to go and look up like all the number of services that are available. Like this number is growing constantly, and once you research, do some work on that, you will get to know about a lot of services that are available. So this is like a selection of services, and once you choose a service, you can simply go ahead and deploy it. So it's as easy as like going through a set of pages and going through like a wizard like interface. So this is like, for example, this is the app services flyout. And say if I want to create any app service, it's as easy as like clicking on this create button, and you will get a wizard like interface where you can simply enter all the details, and your application will be deployed instantly. So this is like a short tour of Azure. So as we go ahead with like more videos in this series forward, you will learn about some common services and how to work with them. So I think this is all for this tour. And going forward, I think we will going to learn about many services ahead. So that brings us to an end of this video. So, any closing thoughts, Arpita?
No, just thank you.
Yes. So, hopefully, this video was beginner. We kept this video very beginner friendly, and we hope you learned a lot from this video, like basics of cloud computing, introduction to Azure, and a quick tour of Azure Portal. In the coming videos, we will have a look at like more of these common services, and maybe also have a look at the CLI interfaces that Azure exposes. So I think we will wind up here for this video and see you in the next video. So bye bye.